As we learned more about Diane, we started to find all the things that she had done to other people. Stories of her childhood, how she used to torture her little sister, throw her in a cactus all the time. Stories about things that she's done to her children. We heard of her putting a knife to somebody and saying, you have to go to sleep sometime. It puts more fear in you.
What's your reaction or comment to anything that you've heard so far?
I just have a question why she could have notes and I wasn't able to bring any.
Well, first of all, she said that I was in my room 90% of the day, beginning at 3 weeks. Now, Marcella is an extremely impatient person. When I didn't sign the last chance letter, it wasn't 5 minutes before she was dialing the police officer to have me thrown out on the street. She would not have tolerated any kind of not doing my duties for 10, 12 weeks like she claims. And just a week before the last chance letter was the only other time that she spoke to me regarding my performance. And at that time she said my performance was satisfactory, but she wanted me to do more. She wanted me to do an A+.
You were asked to leave, you were fired. Why not just leave? Why did you stay after you knew they didn't want you there?
Well, because when I interviewed, Marcella was very concerned that when my children had children and I became a grandmother, that I would abandon her. So she wanted to have 30 days notice before I quit so that she could find another nanny. And I said, fine, then let's make that reciprocal.
But you didn't quit, you got fired. So that certainly relieves you.
No, I quit 2 days before I got fired. But we had agreed that there would be 30 days.
But I would think that when people are like going to court and calling the police and all, that one would kind of think they've waived the 30 days. Why did you stay?
I was trying to look for someplace else to live.
Did you use that 30 days for that purpose?
I began searching, but she turned off the internet 2 days later, so I went to public places. But then when things spun out of control, I hadn't located anything, and then I quit looking.
I'm curious if you did the things that she says you did, because she said at a certain point, you wouldn't help with the meals, but you were always happy to eat them, that you wouldn't help clean, you wouldn't work around the house, that you just kind of laid around and did nothing.
That's a bald-faced lie. I did all dishes every single day, every single meal, the entire time I was there, until the 6th of June. And then she said she didn't want me near her or the children. She didn't want me to do anything, so at that point I stopped.
Some of the things that you said, I mean, they're not true.
What is not true that she said?
No breaks and stuff. That wasn't true. You know that wasn't true.
Yes, that was true. I was on call constantly. In fact, I gave the show some of Marcella's texts where I was expected to do things at early in the morning and late at night. Way more than an 8-hour shift.
But the thing was, you're trying to say it was a consistent 8 hours. It was never a consistent 8 hours.
Yes, it was. Anytime that Marcella snapped her fingers, I was supposed to come running. And it didn't matter. Even when I was sick, I was vomiting and I had diarrhea. She didn't care if I got lightheaded and I dropped the baby. She just knew that she wanted to go out and party. So she came home, dropped the baby off at 1 o'clock, and it was my problem, whether I was ill or not.
I'm so sorry that you feel the way that way. I really do. I really feel like we made you part of our family. We cooked every meal for you. I served you coffee in the morning.
I made you a Mother's Day meal.
We
We
made you
ended up
Mother's
inviting
Day
you
meal.
to parties with us.
No, you made that for Marcella.
No,
I just happened to be
I made
there.
it for you
we
as well.
invited you out
I told
there.
you Happy Mother's Day.
We told you, my kids told you Happy Mother's Day. If you had just done the bare minimum, you would still have a place over your head.
I did do
You
way,
did not
way, way
do
beyond the bare minimum.
And you threw a tantrum like a child when I asked you to shape up.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.